Legumes, including various beans, chickpeas, lentils, and peas, represent a category of foods that might seem humble and unglamorous, but actually offer substantial benefits for brain health through metabolic support, nutrient provision, and gut health effects. We've already discussed lentils specifically, so let's focus on the broader category and what beans and chickpeas particularly contribute. Legumes provide plant-based protein with all essential amino acids, though individual legumes may be lower in specific amino acids like methionine. They're rich in fiber, both soluble and insoluble, supporting digestive health and stable blood glucose. They contain various B vitamins including folate and small amounts of niacin that support NAD+ synthesis. They provide minerals including iron, magnesium, and zinc. And they're among the most affordable, accessible, sustainable protein sources available. The fiber content is particularly relevant for brain health through multiple pathways. Fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, which have anti-inflammatory effects and may influence brain function through the gut-brain axis. The slow glucose release from the complex carbohydrates in legumes prevents the blood sugar spikes and crashes that create metabolic stress and accelerate NAD+ depletion. And adequate fiber intake is associated with better metabolic health overall, reducing risk factors for cognitive decline. The protein in legumes provides amino acids that serve as NAD+ precursors through the tryptophan pathway, though as we've discussed, this conversion is inefficient. More importantly, adequate protein intake supports overall cellular function, neurotransmitter synthesis, and metabolic health. Several large observational studies have associated legume consumption with reduced risk of various chronic diseases, including cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. Since these conditions are risk factors for cognitive decline and Alzheimer's disease, anything that reduces their incidence indirectly supports brain health. Some research specifically associates Mediterranean-style diets emphasizing legumes with better cognitive aging, though isolating legumes as the protective factor is impossible. However, let's discuss significant limitations and individual variation. First, legumes contain oligosaccharides that humans cannot digest, but gut bacteria can, producing gas. For many people, beans cause significant bloating, gas, and digestive discomfort. Various preparation methods, soaking, pressure cooking, using digestive enzymes can reduce this, but some individuals simply tolerate legumes poorly no matter how they're prepared. Second, legumes contain antinutrients including phytic acid, lectins, and saponins. While largely inactivated by proper soaking and cooking, and not problematic for most people, they can cause issues for individuals with compromised gut health or autoimmune conditions. The anti-lectin diet trend has somewhat overblown these concerns, but individual variation in tolerance is real. Third, legumes alone don't provide complete nutrition. They're low in certain amino acids and lack vitamin B12 entirely, so they work best as part of varied diets rather than as sole protein sources. The environmental benefits of legumes are substantial. They're nitrogen-fixing plants that improve soil health, require less water than animal proteins, have lower greenhouse gas emissions, and grow in diverse climates. For people considering sustainability alongside nutrition, legumes are among the best choices available. Cost and accessibility are major advantages. Dried beans and chickpeas are extraordinarily inexpensive, and even canned varieties are affordable. They're shelf-stable, available globally, and central to numerous traditional cuisines, making them practical for diverse populations. Regarding Alzheimer's disease specifically, there's no evidence that legume consumption prevents or treats cognitive decline. The benefits are indirect, supporting metabolic health, providing nutrients, feeding beneficial gut bacteria, and contributing to overall dietary patterns associated with better aging. For practical recommendations, including legumes several times weekly makes sense for most people who tolerate them well. Different varieties offer different flavors and textures, black beans, kidney beans, chickpeas, white beans, pinto beans, and many others provide variety. They're versatile in soups, salads, dips, curries, and various dishes. If legumes cause significant digestive problems despite proper preparation, don't force them. Some people lack sufficient gut bacteria to handle them comfortably, and individual tolerance varies. Other protein sources and fiber-rich foods can provide similar benefits. The key insight is that legumes contribute to brain health through their effects on overall metabolic health, gut health, and nutritional status rather than through any direct neuroprotective mechanism. They're practical, sustainable, affordable foods that fit into healthy dietary patterns. They're not superfoods or brain medicines, but they're solid nutritional choices for people who enjoy them and tolerate them well. The broader takeaway from all 20 of these foods is that no single food prevents or treats Alzheimer's disease. The brain's health depends on comprehensive lifestyle factors, including overall dietary patterns, physical activity, sleep, stress management, social engagement, and cardiovascular health. These foods can support brain health when consumed as part of balanced, varied diets, but they're supporting players, not star performers. Focus on sustainable patterns you enjoy rather than forcing specific foods because they appeared on a brain health list. Long-term consistency with overall healthy living matters infinitely more than whether you eat every item on any particular list.